April Pettyjohn, and this is Follow the Leader Homeschool Education. Hey everybody, welcome back to season 2. I'm so glad that you guys are here with us today. And before we jump in, I just want to thank everyone who jumped on board last season and subscribed and liked the videos and shared with friends. So if you haven't done that yet and you're listening right now, whatever platform you're on, I just want to ask you to take a few seconds and share with a friend. If you could subscribe, set up notifications, it really helps a lot because that way I know who's listening, I know my target audience, and I can get more encouragement out to more homeschoolers. So that's the goal. All right, I am here today with my amazing friend Darla Liverpool, and she has got some wisdom to drop. We already have our tissues ready.
Yes.
Because we both had big weeks. So her son got married, my daughter started college. So if you're not comfortable with crying, you might just want to skip this one. Just kidding. Don't skip it. Get in touch with your emotions. It'll be good for you. So we're actually going to start with some lightning round though, just to lighten things a little bit. And we'll do double lightning round. So you guys are in for a treat. Okay, ma'am. Let's see what we've got. What was your favorite TV show as a child?
I loved the Smurfs. I was a Smurf girl.
I don't know that I realized that was a TV show. I thought it was just movies.
I guess it was just cartoons.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
We would watch it on Saturday mornings. So that was a really good show.
Yeah.
It's such a cute show.
It is.
It is.
My kids love the movies, the newer ones.
Yes.
I loved Mr. Rogers.
Oh, really?
I loved Mr. Rogers.
He was good, though.
He was great. But I would get up in the morning, like before my dad went to work, and I would have like first breakfast with him and watch Mr. Rogers on our little like kitchen TV. And then I would go back to bed because I was a homeschool kid.
Okay.
And then I would get up and have second breakfast, and he was on again on PBS.
I didn't know regular people had second breakfast.
I'm not regular people. Oh, that's so good. Okay. Where do you love to shop?
Truth be told, I hate to shop.
Oh, you know what? When I wrote this question, there was something in me that thought you were going to answer that way.
I just hate it. You know what? Grocery shopping isn't bad because I know where the things are. I go get them. It's in and out. Shopping for clothes is like pulling eye teeth.
Okay.
It's awful.
So it has to be you need something like with specific purpose. You're going to get in and get out.
For example, I bought on Amazon the dress I wore to the wedding.
Yeah.
And it was a disaster the first round. They didn't send me the right dress.
Yeah.
Trevor's like, I've never seen this dress because I run them all by him because he's my fashion consultant. He's like, I've never seen this dress. I was like, I showed them all to you. Anyway, I realized finally that it was the wrong dress.
How can it look so much different when it shows up than it does in the picture?
Oh, man. Well, this was like the absolute wrong dress. It wasn't even the one I ordered.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
So what did you wear it?
No. I sent that sucker back. And then I was like, this ain't it. Try again. And then it was the right dress.
I'm glad you had time to do that.
Yeah.
That's great. I love to shop. Like, love it. It's therapy. I just love to shop. But I will go to like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, like those are my places. And some people they just browse, but I browse and buy. I like it. It's fun.
Yeah.
And lots of clothes and shoes, and I like to buy for my kids.
I need a personal shopper, actually.
I got you. I got you. I'll trade some cakes for some shopping.
Right.
So that's a good segue. Actually, Darla is just my like multi-talented friend. She was Ella. Ella's my oldest, the one that we just dropped off at college yesterday. Yes. So you guys are getting very raw feelings today. Holy moly. But she was Ella's tutor, director in CC for Challenge for 3 years, right? 3 separate years we had the privilege of having Darla.
1 and 3.
Yes. Yeah. So that was just such a joy.
Crazy.
And Darla's super musical and she plays the piano and sings, and her husband does also. But then she also has an amazing cake shop where she decorates the most lifelike cakes I've ever seen. Like the videos that you see, like, is it real or is it cake? Darla could do those. Have you done any of those actually?
I did make a what was that called? Prime rib once.
Oh,
that was pretty good. Yeah. And I've got one coming up that's going to be a cruise ship. So that should be fun.
Yeah. So they have an amazing wedding venue called Liverpool Lane, and you can have all kinds of events there or weddings. You guys have a father-daughter dance coming up that I told Rusty
February
about.
7th.
Okay. Yeah. So they're really looking forward to that. That'll be a joy. So since we know each other through the homeschool world, and that's what this podcast is about, let's just talk about your homeschooling journey a little bit.
Okay.
Was that in your background, like as a child, or was that something on your radar? Like you knew you wanted to homeschool your kids. How did that all come about?
No, I was a public schooler, and I had, truth be told, I had a pretty awesome experience as a public schooler. I mean, loved school. I never really wasn't bullied, although I should probably have been. But we went to a very small school, so it was like, second nature to be friends with everybody and whatever. So when we started having babies, I had a friend. This is how it started. I had a friend who, her kids were like 2 or 3 years older than ours. And I remember distinctly, we had this conversation, and she said, "Oh my gosh, my kid came home with a paper to have the talk," and they were public school.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Wait, aren't they like in 3rd grade?"
Wow.
And she's like, "Yeah." I was like, she's like, "You can opt out." I was like, "Yeah, but what are they going to talk about on the playground?"
Right.
I was like, So me and Trevor talked about it, and I was like, I don't know. And we've always been the ones that once they start asking questions, they're ready for answers, and you don't have to overload them with information. But when they start asking questions, they're ready for the answers.
Yeah.
And I just kind of stuck in my craw for a little bit. And then Jada, she turned 5 in September. So she missed the cutoff for school, public school.
Right.
And I was like, well, why don't we just, because she wanted to read so bad. I was like, well, let's just do kindergarten. Because I had a niece that they pulled her from school because she wasn't learning anything. They're like, what the heck? So they pulled her from school, taught her how to read, and then started back in 1st grade or whatever. So we went ahead and did kindergarten. Just at home.
Just kind of a trial. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah. And it was great. She was reading in like 2 or 3 months, and she just loved it. And then the next year we were like, oh, it wasn't so bad. We can do it again. And then that thing just kept, provided for us to be able to keep going and homeschool. And so
were you part of any groups or co-ops at that point, or were you just flying solo?
Well, I don't even know how it came about, but there was a little bitty co-op group that met in Republic, and at that point we were in Clever, and so it was close, and they met one day a week, and it wasn't really a learning experience, but it was more like having friends.
Yes.
And just we'd go do co-op 3 little weird classes or whatever, and then we'd go to the park and play the rest of the day or whatever. So it was good, and we were a part of that for about 1.5 years or so, and then it just kind of broke apart.
Sure.
So we just kind of flew solo over there for actually several years.
Yeah.
We weren't in part of a co-op, but
when you talk to newer moms that are starting out homeschooling, do you stress or emphasize that, like being part of a group of some sort? Do you feel like that's important, or not really?
Yeah, no, that was kind of one of me and Trevor were talking about themes or whatever for today, and I was like, that's one of the things I want to emphasize is get into fellowship with somebody. Yeah. It doesn't have to be, I mean, for us, our fellowship was at church. And so we had groups that were in church, and our kids were the same age or whatever. But it wasn't necessarily co-op.
Right. Yeah, that is always my number one when people are thinking about starting out. I just always say, don't do it by yourself. Find something, find a play group, find a nature study group, my sister lives in Texas and they have these groups that just go and they walk trails together. They hike trails. They're just a hiking group. And I love that. Like you as a mom, like, yes, your kids need it, but you as a mom, like you need that support. You need to see other moms and dads that are having the same challenges and struggles as you, or just some adult interaction for a day or two a week. It's
for sure
crucial.
Yeah. Well, in Ecclesiastes, it says, two are better than one.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And so I think that, like, you're super organized and you've got it all together. At least that's the way we see.
I love that everybody thinks that. Oh my gosh. I have so many Monica closets in this house. Just because I have a label on it does not mean it's organized.
But
no.
It's better than most. I would just say that. And that's not my strong suit. Yeah. So I remember distinctly when we had Challenge A, I was like, I need help putting the science fair together.
Yes.
And you were my right hand girl.
Oh, thanks.
You like made it all cool and cute, and it was if I had done it, it would have been like hillbilly thrown together.
We need each other. We really do. We need each other because everybody brings strengths to the table. Yep. God has equipped us differently. Yeah,
exactly.
And that's one of the big talks that I had with Ella before she started school, because she can be a very independent person. Yeah. She's that firstborn, that typical, that typical headstrong firstborn, which is great. Like there's great things about that personality. She's very driven. She's very focused. She's very motivated, but she can tend to be very isolated.
Yeah.
And not really rely on others. And so that's a big part of what we talked about going into this life change. So I was like, you need other people. God created you for community. Yeah. And sometimes you're going to rub each other wrong. Absolutely. Yeah. But that's what happens when the iron is sharpening the iron. It's rubbing against each other to make something that's sharper because of the other person, something you literally could not do on your own. That's the way God designed it. Yeah. He didn't create us. He didn't design us to be on our own from the garden. Yeah. He saw man and he said, that's not good that you're alone. So we need each other.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And I'm thankful that we were in community together.
Absolutely.
It was such
that was a good time for
blessing of a season. And you brought so many strengths to the table. I remember, which challenge was it that has the music theory class?
3.
Okay. Oh my goodness. I thought I knew music. And then we got into that and I was like, here you go, Darla. I'm so thankful for you because this makes no sense.
Oh,
like music isn't math. And you're like, actually,
it sort of is.
It is. I'm like, no, I hate math. It's not.
It's supposed to be free.
Yeah, absolutely. So since it's funny because I do have the littles, but I'm starting to get to that stage where I'm in groups and I'm like, oh, I'm one of the older ones in the group. Like I'm starting to kind of get there. And I think that's critical how the Bible tells us to train and teach the younger generation that's coming up, the younger moms. And so I just want this day and this conversation to be a wisdom drop. Yeah. And so like if you have, what would you tell moms that are just considering homeschooling? Maybe their kids aren't even school aged yet. Yeah,
for sure.
Do you have some advice to give? Or are there things that you wish you would have done differently on this side of it?
I think it's so worth it. If you're on the fence, just do it. Because, crud.
It's okay. We are doing lots of editing today because today's an emotional day. And I just think it's so important for people to see that it's so emotional because as you're homeschooling, you have devoted your life to your kids. And that's why this phase is hard. And so this is really raw for both of us today and very real and probably a really stupid day to choose to record. But here we are being brave and the investment is so worth it.
It is.
And I think that's what you were saying is that if you're not sure, if you're on the fence, jump in and do it because this season is hard, but it's so much better than getting to this point when they're leaving the nest or when they're starting college. I can't imagine being here and saying, I cannot wait for you to get out of my house.
Yeah.
Or her saying, I can't wait to get away from you. I can't wait to get out of here. Yeah. And that's a lot of people's stories because they haven't had the time and the opportunity to cultivate and build and nurture a lasting relationship.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so gut-wrenching and it's so hard is because the deepness of the relationship is there.
So true.
So I'm in awe of all that you've done. I think you're an amazing mom, an amazing teacher. You've done so well. Your kids are incredible.
Oh, thank you.
So, yeah.
No, I would say that if it's money or whatever the thing is that's holding you back, I would say it's just worth it.
Yeah.
Just rely on the Lord.
That's right. Yeah.
And He will make a way.
He will.
He will.
He doesn't call us to anything to make us failures.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he has called you to it, he will equip you for it.
Yeah. And you don't have to be perfect, because Lord knows we are not perfect, but and it will impact your life in a way that's unbelievable. Truly.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
No, don't apologize. I asked you the question, is there anything that you would have done differently? And I don't know, as I kind of just like evaluate that for myself, I think the answer is no. There were things and seasons that were hard, maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
But I wouldn't change them because that's what makes her story unique. Like everything that happened is part of making her who she is.
Yeah.
So I don't think I would have changed anything. I probably wish I would have been a little more patient with myself, even just as I was learning. I was pretty hard on myself just as I was learning the rhythms of homeschooling. And I wish I would have just relaxed and given myself more time in that.
Yeah. I think giving yourself grace is huge.
Yeah.
And not comparing.
Yeah.
You can't compare your kids with your other kids. Every kid
even
is
within your own home.
Yeah, every kid is different. Just in the way we disciplined our two kids was wildly just like night and day. And they're so different. And you can't compare yourself to other moms, you can't compare yourself to public school teachers.
Yeah.
You just have to, and it literally is one day at a time, sweet Jesus. It's just one foot in front of the other. One thing that Trevor and I were really deliberate about was, because I'm a nurse, and we didn't want me to go full-time work as a nurse and then to turn around and pay somebody to raise our kids. Yeah. It wasn't worth it. And there is no amount of money that we could put on the time that we had with our kids, just
the influence,
just being able to be there with them and experience with them a lot of the things that kids go through, you know what I mean? So and you just can't put a number on that. There's just no number that's comparable. So I would say do it and
let the Lord handle the details.
Yeah. You just got to go for it.
Yeah. Well, this is just part one, and I have gleaned so much from you already. You are always just full of wisdom, and we appreciate your emotion and your vulnerability. That's nothing to apologize for, because we've all been there, or we're going to be there. And I hope that you are feeling encouraged, that maybe if you're on the fence, or maybe you've been homeschooling for a few years and you find yourself questioning, is it worth it? Is it worth the things I have given up? Is it worth the money that we've sacrificed? Maybe you've gone down to one car and you're thinking, I can't do this anymore. We are telling you from 15 years down the road, it is worth it. It's worth every sacrifice, and God will honor your decision to invest in your children. So until next time, happy learning.